So tell me what was different for you before you found the principles?
I think for me before the principles, I was definitely still into like a lot of personal growth work. And I don't think I didn't realize where my experience was coming from um, to a degree. I think it was just all about somehow feeling like I needed to keep doing stuff to get better, to be better. And um, I think that I felt like I had to work really hard to be a better version of myself. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
So
I also think I took things I was always concerned about what other people thought. Like I was just like, "Oh, if I say this, then how are they gonna respond?" Like there was a lot of like mental noise around like, "Oh, I might be the cause of someone else feeling upset." Like that kind of thing.
yeah. So what changed when you found the principles?
I began to see the ways that I was taking like things very seriously and seeing that thought was like really real. I didn't know that it was something that I didn't have to always take so seriously, really. And there was a big relief around knowing that we all have separate experiences, we all have separate realities. And so there was some sense of like, oh, there's no way I could ever control how people think about me, or if I ever do something that somehow offends someone else, like that's not necessarily something that I can change or impact. It was a relief to be able to know that I could just be myself and that I didn't have to worry about other people.
Isn't that cool?
It was such a relief. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still go into that from time to time, but just knowing that that's not really that's not the nature of how things work. It was like, oh, okay, I can just not take it seriously, you know.
Was that your first big insight?
I don't know if it was the first one, to be honest, but it was a big one, definitely.
Was it, like I know a lot of us will say like, "Oh yeah, when I first learned the principles, this was the first thing I heard." Like, do you have one of those things?
Mm,
It's okay if you don't.
no, I don't think I don't know if I that I do. It's been some number of years since I've been in the principles, and it's like the gift that keeps giving. They're just small and big things that just come forward as I recognize more and more like how thought works in our lives and in our experiences.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any hopes and dreams for the world in terms of how this understanding could impact, I don't know, society or the field of mental health or
Yeah, I think um December of last year, 22, I was diagnosed with cancer, and so I just feel like knowing and coming in contact with the principles has really helped me in many ways, especially in like the field of health, physical health, um, and being able to realize um, the way my mind works and to have it be able to work for me and not against me in the midst of going through cancer treatment has been such a big help. And so I think my hope is that this understanding could help other people who are going through whatever physical um, ailments. I don't even know if I want to call it an ailment because, on some level, you and I have talked about sometimes our biggest challenge can be our biggest blessing. And so, for me, that does still feel like that. Although there have been days where it's been really tough going through chemo, I do think that my hopes and dreams are, yeah, going through cancer can be hard. It doesn't need to be harder by adding on the mental stress component to um, what I'm going through physically and what other people can go through physically. Um, so yeah, my hope would be other people could see this more, that the word could be kind of spread. I don't know, that's not quite the right word, but it could be shared. People who could benefit maybe from just knowing that we already have everything inside of ourselves. And I don't think that I trusted my body really before this. And somehow just going through this journey of so many different chemo infusions, recognizing the body has its own wisdom, that we all have our own wisdom inside of ourselves. Like, wow. And it's not anything that I need to do. It's just, it's already there. Like, what a relief that I don't have to put any more effort into living, that it's already there.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope you decide to share this with the world because what you said was really beautiful.
Thanks for the encouragement, Deborah.